number 2 here at day 2, week 1 of MCS, and we're into picks and bans.
Yep, and finally it is underway, and if you hear the clicking of my keyboard, unfortunately I do have an open mic and it picks up everything that I do, so the keyboard's going to be just a little bit louder than usual. I hope you can all bear with it, I'm sorry. But we're going to have the first ban coming up from Team Summon, going to be Shen, and then Draven, who is recently getting nerfed in this next patch.
Yeah, he's going to take a definite hit to his power. I mean, it's cool to have gold rain down from the skies and to get gold from killing champions, but it's not the AD dot that everybody knows and loves from Wicked Blades. I'm going to say, I don't know, I'm going to cry little tears of joy inside because I actually hate that guy. He's so tough to deal with, and they're definitely taking him out in that regard. But ban's coming out, a very kind of predictable, you want to take away the Karthus. Interestingly enough, we're not going to be seeing the mid laner for Team Summon. Captain Korea not with us today. We're going to be subbing things and changing things around. Obituary is going to be playing there in the probably support lane. Captain Korea, I don't know. We've seen his Karthus, we've seen his Jayce, and I got to say, coming in this time around, no surprises being banned out, and I promised you we'd see Jayce banned every game.
Yep, banned or picked 100% of the time, and that Karthus ban targeted at Captain Korea, 100% right there. So we won't be seeing that one from him as it is one of his comfort champions, and we're waiting for the last ban to come out from the side of Sicko Scott. And there it is, Vayne, huh? So, you really think they're predominant on, proficient, I mean, as Vayne on the other side?
Well, the idea is that usually you'd have DKBnet as their traditional AD carry here for Aware Gaming. He's been with them across the world for a long time, and he is amazing at probably most well known for like Varus, but his Vayne is top tier. Here's XX Faxon, so I gotta say a little bit of a new player here too. The lineup kind of subbing in here, but a Vayne ban, you'll notice both Vayne and Draven, so definitely targeting a lot of bans this way.
Honda actually first picking Zac. Unfortunately, that was banned last game, so we will see that one come out. And we have seen all over across the board from NA, EU, Korea. We've seen top lane Zac and jungle Zac be very dominant, so we could see that go top or jungle for that matter.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much this Team Summon lineup is going to miss flares. I mean, having Wisfujin come in, I mean, it's cool and everything, but I got to say, the sub numbers are great. And we'll see how well that works out for them. But a first pick Zac, not something I've seen too often. Usually you'd go for either, like, I don't know, a Kennen maybe a Jayce, but unfortunately, taken away. So we're kind of interested to see if they're just going to go ahead and pick up the bottom lane. Twisted Fate left open for Captain Korea. All of a sudden, a sinking feeling goes through Aware Gaming.
Just like, oh, level 6 global pressure, please. No, it's just as bad as Shen. Oh, and they left Thresh to go through, so that's going to be a very crucial thing for the bot lane. Or if they do end up doing a lane swap and putting that up on top with his AD carry, Thresh having such lane dominance coming out, as well as auto attack harass coming out from that Flay, giving him the extra ability power damage on his auto attacks. And then we're going to have possibly Veigar locked in. We haven't seen much of him at all.
Veigar, he's a traditional champion of NY Jackie. This champion, you've probably seen him play a few times, even in tournaments. But aside from that, not a whole lot of other play for the young Veigar. He's going to go on to Ehamda. And traditionally, here's the way that Aware Gaming works. You camp out the mid lane, you get the mid laner fed, and Ehamda just carries everyone to victory and great justice. Veigar's a good champion to do that one. Renekton, though, very, very strong pick for the top lane, and a very tanky front line if they do decide to go for that.
And interesting how they picked up Graves for this one, as it looks like that's going to be the AD carry for them. And Graves not really seen as much as of lately, but I've seen some of the top tier solo queue players picking him up quite recently. He's shown a bit of a advantage in lane against Ezreal, can shove him out a lot faster than what Ezreal can put onto the table. And paired with a support like Lulu, like I've seen in the Rising Star Invitationals from MLG, he has done some pretty nasty things when he can get to that tier 1 turret fairly effectively and harass it quite early, and forces a lot of pressure on that bot lane.
Yeah, really, when you're looking for pressure, it doesn't get a lot harder than Graves. So I gotta say, looking for some pretty devastating play. We saw actually Robert X. Lee pick up Graves in MLG over the course of MLG Anaheim. It actually worked out really well for him. So Ghost Zero grabbing that away for XX Faxon. Not too surprising. Graves starting to see a lot of play, like you mentioned. But we have yet to see the AD carry coming out for Team Summon. They're gonna go for an Ashe.
Yes. All right. So Kennen, always a standard pick to go into that top lane. Ashe, first of all, really, really underrated AD carry. She hasn't really seen much of a shine except for in EU, where you see Genja playing it from Gambit. And Genja runs a really unique build. He goes for a tier, stacks that one up, gets a Bloodthirster, then builds it into a Mana Mune and into a Mirror Mana when it's fully stacked up. And you see Ashe just kiting like a champion, as well as doing so much damage with that one. And the late game ability with the arrow, as well as the volley coming out, and the extra gold she gets on that E ability, being able to just gain so much net gold with the Twisted Fate passive on top of that, is going to be huge to go to the late game.
All right, well, going into the last couple picks here for Aware Gaming, it's going to be kind of an interesting reveal, because it's going to reveal that, hey, this is what we want to go for, especially in that mid lane. They know they're going up against the Twisted Fate, and a Xerath taken down there at the last second and locked in. XX Faction grabbing that away this time around. Honda, he's been known to play Xerath before, but especially against this Twisted Fate, I want to know if we're going to 2v1 that guy, because that's traditionally Twisted Fate's weakness. We'll see what happens as the game progresses, but either way, Wizfujin left with the last pick, the defining pick here for this lineup. You've already got the AD carry, looking for probably the top laner or the mid lane.
The jungle. The jungle. They definitely are missing a jungle right now, and Elise would fit into this lineup pretty well. As Meteos has built a tanky Elise in the jungle. Yep.
Yeah, but changing things out at the very last second. Jarvan, Elise, which one are we going to go for? Wizfujin holds the choice in his hands. We'll get a chance to see that as soon as they figure this out. But 13 seconds left to lock things in. Either way, it's going to be a jungle Zac, very first pick coming out. You could always change things around. I don't know. I've never seen jungle Renekton before. But overall, things are just getting swapped around here as we close out the game. I mean, when we're looking for picks and bans, we've already figured out who's like the champions that we're picking, but there's kind of that untold third phase, and that's the trading. And then kind of like the fourth phase is we've actually seen top lanes going mid and mid lanes going top. A lot of rotation as we recognize the significance of just solo lanes. So we could actually see some rotation in that direction, but overall, fairly well-defined picks coming out here for both teams.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting how well they play this one. And let's see, we're going to have Hamda looking run cleanse in that mid lane for himself on Xerath, and a heal for bot lane with Graves running cleanse, so no barrier coming out in that bot lane, but they will have the bait potential for the heal. And that cleanse is going to scale really well late game with all the catch potential coming out from the purple side, as well as a strong top laner in that Renekton who scales really well late game. The percentage damage coming out from his ultimate is going to be huge in the team fights when he does pop that one. And then why don't you give us a little overview of the other side? Yep.
All right. Sorry. Apologies there. I gotta give you a nice little follow up off of what you're saying. What do you think is going to be like the most key champion, key player, key matchup? We had a featured matchup last time around. What do you think it's going to be this time? All right. Well, taking a brief hiatus. Uno momento, por favor.
Sorry about that.
All right, well, there we go. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Captain Korea versus Hamda, I'd have to say, is going to be the featured matchup for the mid lane. He's got Cleanse to counteract that gold card as well, so it's going to be pretty cool to see how well Hamda can play this one, but Captain Korea running Barrier allows him to absorb a lot more damage than he normally would be able to in that early stages of the game, as that shield is about 200 plus damage, so gonna be really interesting to see how well they play this one in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I gotta say, when we were looking for the lineup from Team Summon, Sicko Scott in the jungle, great at ganking stationary targets, and it doesn't get a whole lot more stationary than Xerath when you root yourself and are looking for some long-range harass. So I'll have to watch out for that. But like you were mentioning, that Captain Korea Twisted Fate. It was always kind of said that North America doesn't really have any good Twisted Fates. I mean, for a while there was Big Fat LP, but it doesn't get better than Captain Korea. Monstrous champion on a monstrous player on a really good team. Going into our 1 minute 30-second spectator delay and hit up some ads, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Game 2, Day 2, Week 1 here at MCS.
And welcome back, everybody. We're getting into this loading screen right now as we do load into this game. And it looks like everybody is going to be having a great time for this game. It's going to be really hyped, and that mid lane is going to be the featured matchup for today. And if you don't know who we are, I am EJ to your feed, and joining me is Rapid Casting.
Casting this game here today for you guys. Welcome to the show. Like I mentioned, this is the Mobafire Challenger Series. Hope you guys are excited for this game. We had a great match to start things off with FX Open taking on Complexity. And so if you didn't watch that, make sure to hit up the VODs afterwards. They're going to be both on this channel, MCS Esports, in the VOD section, as well as coming up on YouTube in the days to follow at MCS Esports there. So make sure to hit up those. Also, you can check them out at the LOL Event VODs subreddit. It has a special section for the MCS. So always great to hit up those guys who are doing a great job over there. As we load into the game, like you mentioned, the featured matchup, Eon to Xerath versus Captain Korea's Twisted Fate. Kind of opposite champions. Xerath wants to sit in a lane and poke you out. Twisted Fate wants to roam around the map, and it's kind of befitting that he's wearing the magnificent Twisted Fate skin because Captain Korea's TF is next level.
Yeah, it's going to be so great. And also, we should talk about the jungle matchup that's going to be going down too, because Zach having that slingshot and then Jarvan having that Demacian standard Dragonlance combo to get in and knock anybody up is huge for both lanes. Zach having a little bit longer range with that slingshot, so it's a little bit more effective than Jarvan, but Jarvan gonna have that Cataclysm level 6 as well, and dishing out a ton of damage with that armor reduction that the Dragonlance does do to that one. And it looks like we're finally loaded into this game as everybody is at 100%. Just gonna wait for that one to come up.
All right, yeah, just taking the last little bit of a second here to get in. And you guys can see their ping right now, but rest in peace. Next patch that is going away. We're into the game. So if you guys are just now joining us, want to welcome you guys to the second game of the day. It's going to be Aware Gaming, your team in the blue, on the bottom left-hand side of Summoner's Rift, going up against Team Summon, your team in the red.
Yep, and it looks like I just have to fix something on the stream real quick. I gotta work with the sound real quick.
All right, so we're working on getting everything back up and ready for you guys. Everybody kind of walking down the mid lane. We've seen traditionally in this tournament very passive level ones. If you're invading mostly for ward coverage. But already you can see both teams just kind of spreading out, making sure that everybody knows where everybody else is. You know, keeping both teams honest and making sure that everybody is well accounted for. Interesting to see. We're probably going to see standard lanes to start things out. Both AD carries and supports kind of down in the bottom lane. Although we do see Janna up there just dropping a little bit of extra ward coverage to start things out.
Yep, and we're going to have all the pings going down. They did see that Sickle Scott was in this bush. That bush was, that ramp entrance was warded. We're going to have Xerath getting pinged on as well. They do see that Thresh and Ashe are over there right now. There is supposedly a ward over there to the entrance of the red, and everybody is going to ping on that one as well. It looks like, oh, it's actually going to get pink warded, so they do not want to get that red stolen away.
All right, yeah, definitely don't want to deal with that. It's interesting to see that we talked about the passive starts normally, but with the pink ward, you're really guarding against any sort of late invades. And with the recent changes to the jungle spawn timers, the late invades are increasingly effective because if you steal away a buff, that is a ton of experience gone.
Yeah, we actually just had Shen getting spotted out as it looks like there's going to be a quick pause, so I can try to work on this other stuff here. Actually, no, I can't even do anything right now because my mouse is on the screen.
All right, well, once again, only the highest quality of issues here, but while we're gonna fix that up for you guys, we want to make sure that we go ahead and talk about the featured matchup. We're talking about Xerath. He's already in lane waiting for a Twisted Fate. As far as the lane matchups are concerned, we probably should actually have a fairly normal game. 80 carries and supports in the bottom lane, mid laners in the mid. It's going to give us a really good chance to check them out. The junglers, though, will be starting probably on opposite sides of the rift. That could signal a very aggressive early level 2 gank here from Jarvan the Fourth. Usually you'll see junglers start at the bottom half of the map and then work their way top lane for a gank because top lane is really easy to snowball early on. We'll have to watch and see which way the junglers want to go because, hey, Zach has a bunch of options. Could see some counter jungling, but with that pink ward, I'm going to see a pretty safe jungle overall for Aware Gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately, I keep getting told to switch the overlays, but I cannot as my mouse is stuck on the screen. Sorry, everybody who is asking me to do that. Well, I will do it when my mouse is fixed. It looks like eHamda did disconnect, so he will be right back. And as you were saying, the early level 2 is going to be fairly important as Grim Serenade did spot a hero. Maybe they'll start a fight over there. And yeah, so going to be fairly interesting. And Zach, we're going to most likely have him start at his red.
All right, so going into this, we're just seeing Hamlet coming back, which means we should be able to get this game back underway, and hopefully that will result in success. And 3, 2, 1, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to live, reorder my champions, and want to go ahead and point out something very interesting. The lane positioning, the way that this works for Aware Gaming, traditionally they have their E-Honda mid, and it's really Ghost Zero that carries them through the early game. You're going to see ganks like you have never seen them before, and I'm almost predicting 100% success rate because this is just Ghost Zero is so good at carrying out the early game. As is Arcsley Slash, you'll notice with 26 AP, taking a little bit of a page out of Zekant slash Natwin's book, going for that 8P Janna, looking for some crazy wave clear to start things off.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the poke goes down. And yeah, let's see what's going on right now. Sickle Scout's going to just go to his bed and try to probably gank top.
The biggest thing to watch out for right now is this bottom lane. Before Ashe and Thresh made it to lane, their wave was at their turret, and this is a great play here for the bottom lane on Aware Gaming, because they basically just said, you're not going to have to deal with a minion wave, because Arcsley Slash, 26 AP, clearing out that wave, and with the Graves for split push, this is that next level sort of Graves Lulu we saw first premiered by Azubu Frost, the MLG Summer Challenge.
Yeah, and still working on the overlays right now, everything getting updated mid-game, so excuse me real quick.
All right, no worries. We're just going to go ahead and take care of things while we kind of cover some of the early game action. It's Captain Korea versus E-Honda. I mean, we talked about that bottom lane. Now it's on to the mid, and we got both junglers circling around. This could really define this matchup. All right, going in on E-Honda. The stun card goes down, cleanse off onto Xerath, rather. I almost confused those two. But Xerath's going to be able to get away from that. Zach, though, backs off from that middle lane. He's going to go all the way down to the bottom. It could see a pretty effective gank as he did not pass over any wards, but he's actually going to back off for now because this lane is permanently shoved. XX Faxon and Arcsley Slash shoving things out there, and I'm going to say, I am so impressed by this strategy. I haven't necessarily seen it executed quite this well, but really, you're going to have to last hit extremely well if you're Wizfujin. Otherwise, this lane is you're not going to get too many CS as it is pushed under turret.
Yep, and the pink ward coming out from Arcsley Slash going to end up taking that ward out of the bush, and we're just going to have Faxon and Slash be happy and contented with pushing that mid lane. Well, I mean, in the bot lane right now. And we're going to take a look at Kamda right now, as nothing else going to go down here. Looks like we just had Sickle Scott do a nice little juke through the Baron pit to go towards the back of it. Looks like E-Honda, as they do ping that the wards are over there, and a really smart play. He might go in for this first blood. There is the knockup coming out, as well as the gold card coming down. They force the cleanse from E-Honda, and first blood will go to Captain Korea, while we do have, it looks like a little bit of a trade going between Hiroshit and Grim Samurai. So first blood is going to be going to the side of Aware Gaming.
Now, keep in mind, for the LCS Summer Relegation tournaments, Grim Samurai was actually the sub for Flares because he wasn't old enough to play in the relegation tournament.
Oh, bot lane.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting to notice in that bot lane, XX Faxon getting away from another sick gank from Sickle Scott. Jarvan the Fourth, one of his strongest champions, and just walking around the map from lane to lane, getting kills, forcing flashes, and I gotta say, very impressive play to start things out. But you'll notice double cleanse, actually. XX Faxon and E-Honda both bringing that on Graves and Xerath, respectively. Mostly just to counter out these global pressures from Twisted Fate. He's only level 5, but he's going to be walking back in the lane with only the components for a Sheen. So nothing too scary in lane quite yet from that featured matchup.
Yep, and they actually did just have Hiroshin go back. Grim Samurai going to force that one. While we actually do have Ghost Zero running into Sickle Scott right now. Captain Korea going to come in with that gold card. They're going to stun him away with that one. There's the wild cards as well as the auto attack coming down, chunking him out. Xerath is there to help E-Honda, going to try to stop them as much as possible. Gold card going to come out once again from Captain Korea. Sickle Scott might just go to turn onto E-Honda. There's the potions coming out as well. Gold card is going to connect. They will get the knock up the wild cards as well. Auto attacks coming out, and E-Honda is getting chunked profusely. There is the gold card as well, but they will trade that one for one. Actually, Ghost Zero does have the passive. He's forced to flash. Captain Korea is going to take that kill, and it looks like Ghost Zero will secure a kill for himself.
Oh my goodness, excellent job there, just using the last second of the turret shot to go ahead and pick up the kill. Overall, it's 1-2, and a great trade. A lot of action there in that middle lane. It's our featured matchup, and it's definitely going Captain Korea's way. You can see him 2-0 to start things off. Twisted Fate, man, you know, he starts to scale up, but he is not even level 6 yet. Once he hits that, just like we did see over the course of that engagement, he's going to start to exert that pressure in the other lanes. He's walking top lane. There's a ward to spot him out, but I don't think he's going to go for a teleport just yet.
Nope, and it looks like he is running
or
up top
is he
right now. There he is. The Destiny Gate is potentially active as he is going to go in right now. They're going in up top. There is the slicing maelstrom coming out, the stun as well as the gold cards and the wild cards. Hiroshi is in level 6, does not have that dominance, will not be able to turn that fight, and Grim Samurai is going to pick up a kill, as well as it looks like Jarvan actually picked up an assist. He threw out a standard, and I guess it did help him get the assist for that one.
That's awesome. You get the assist from giving yourself attack speed in a different part of the map. That's pretty next level. So I don't know if we're going to see support Jarvan, because that guy is really good at getting assists. Sicko Scott making sick plays even when he's halfway across the world. So back into the jungle, you see some pretty aggressive counter jungling from Ghost Zero. Like I said, this guy puts on massive pressure in the early part of the game, already with 1 kill. Trying to help out that middle lane, because he definitely needs a little bit of assistance there versus Twisted Fate, who's just making plays all across the map.
Yep, and Eham is going to keep pressuring down this mid lane. Captain Priya going to come back with that blue card. Just deny him from pushing, as one of the best lane holders in the game would have to be that Twisted Fate with those wild cards. And there is a ping going down onto Ehamda, as they might try to make him the play on this one, but there is a ward towards the entrance of their blue buff, and they actually do end up pinging out Ghost Zero there, taking the race away. And as you said before, he's doing a really good job of counter jungling right now.
Yeah, so going for that counter jungling, it almost got him cut out, but netted a kill there in the end, and looking for him coming around the back, around the corner as he comes. Grim Samurai, very mobile, but is in a vulnerable position, as is Ghost Zero's like, wait, I can just like gank a neutral monster instead. And so decides to play the single player game. Honda coming over here, looking to see if maybe there's going to be some contesting, but I think he's going to get this away pretty free and clear. Yep, and Ehamda is going to back out of that one, and they actually just timed away Sicko Scott's red buff right now, and they did pick that one up for Ghost Zero, so he is going to be level 6 fairly soon, as they are going to try to just let him get away with that one. Sicko Scott seems like, oh crap, he just stole my red, and then he's going to possibly gank Captain Korea right now. Nope, gets spotted up by the ward, they ping it away, and he will back away from that one. As is the wave clear in that bottom lane, making it so that they can just leave lane. XX Faxon and Arxy Slash, a lot of ending alphabetical letters there. Gonna go ahead and take away the red buff of there.
Oh, look at Sicko Scott. He's going in, he gets poked down quite heavily by Ehamda. The ultimate coming out as well. They force the flash out. Sicko Scott is going to run away with the help of Captain Korea. The cleanse is coming out. Oh man, the slingshot from downtown is going to just barely miss. There's a gold card prop for Captain Korea. He's got that Sheen as well to add on the extra damage with that one. And everybody gets out of there fairly fine, but a flash is burned for Sicko Scott, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow did not connect, unfortunately, as it did just fly halfway across the map. Yeah, it's kind of you can see Hirshin kind of waving at us and flew on by, like, hey, that's cool, what's up, and then just walks back to lane. So ultimate down there for Wiz Fujin. He's a little bit below half mana. Kind of interested to see whether or not he's going to go the Genji build and pick up a tier here in the near future, because Ashe stacks that thing so fast. In the top lane, though, it's Hirshin versus Grim Samurai. We've seen some global pressure to start things out. Captain Korea looking for another opportunity, looking for bottom lane. He's going to lock the gold card. Where's he going to go? And it looks like there is the volley as well as the ult coming out from TF. He's going to go into Faxon. There's a nice monsoon coming out from Janna, but it is not enough as he will end up falling down. Captain Korea getting a lot of tower hits, but Wiz Fujin is going to pick that one up for himself, and they even had the help of Sicko Scott just in case anything went horribly wrong. He was there and ready to go in, and now this is going to be a dragon, most likely for Team Summon. Yeah, they're going to take that one after some great global pressure. Every single ultimate from Twisted Fate has worked out. Oh, is he going to do it? Possibly. No. I thought with Zac, there's actually a really cool trick. You don't have to jump into the pit. You can use your elastic slingshot to jump across the back of the pit, just because it has such huge range, and you can smite it because you'll be in range for that. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Grim Samurai Hirshin pops his ultimate going in, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to connect. Yeah, he unfortunately got stunned by the passive from the shurikens coming out and the abilities of Kennen, so that's just going to be completely denied, but he will heal up just a little bit off of that Q ability and just will force Grim Samurai to sit at his tower. But now Renekton's ult is down, so that could be a little bit of a spot for them to pressure him and potentially get a kill. The big thing to watch right now is going to be how Aware Gaming play off of this. They're 1-5, so theoretically they have a pretty big disadvantage right now, but they're still capable of making plays. Right now, where's Hirshin? He's waiting in the jungle, coming around behind the turret. Yep, and they're going to go into Sicko Scott right now. He does get stunned. He cannot get the Dragonlance Demacian Sander combo off. Does get a Cataclysm, though. Is trapping Ghost Zero and Hirshin, who does get that Slice and Dice out. But Captain Korea does get the gold cards, forces the passive away. Going to try to pick up this kill, most likely, as we do have Kennen coming down as well. They are going to try to pick up the passive, and he does. Captain Korea gets that kill, and he's on a rampage right now. It does have double buff and looking really good with that one. As we go down to a bot lane with X-Faxon and Arc Slash pushing up this lane.
All right, jumping back to life, I gotta say, this bottom lane has been pretty passive, and that's basically because it's been a battle of minions. The shove here, the wave clear, way too strong from Aware Gaming, and this is a lane that's really gonna have to come into play for them here in the near future. Top lane, Grim Samurai, though, getting taken, or, well, the top laner, Grim Samurai, taken down very, very low there in the mid. Going for Haunting Guys first, a little bit of an interesting choice to see for Went going for a Seeker's Arm Guard, which I really would have approved seeing because he's going up against an AD and that would have helped him in the matchup.
Yeah, actually there's the arrow coming down right now. Wisfujin getting a nice flay, and there is the Death Sentence coming in. Bitcherous is going to help Wisfujin get that kill. RxZ Slash is forced back after the volley, taking a lot of damage with that one, and a really good play coming out from Team Summon. Unfortunately, Aware Gaming getting caught out. That pink ward just denying so much vision. And we do have a gank in the mid lane with Captain Korea getting taken fairly low. Has that double buff right now. There's a Let's Bounce coming out, and a shutdown gold will go to Go Zero.
Oh my goodness, a great job. Ghost Zero right there at the right place, in the right time. Something interesting to notice that I just kind of picked up on, when you look at the CS, there's 94 to 79. So the shoving, the wave clear, it's not working the way it's intended. You're supposed to push the AD carry underneath the turret, and that gives you a CS advantage. But Wisfujin's out CSing him underneath the turret, so just massive plays coming down there as the bottom turret will fall. Second turret of the game. What a Team Summon.
Yep, and also, if you notice, there is a Bilgewater Cutlass on Graves right now, so he's going for that Blade of the Rune King route, which I really am not too much of a fan of. I like just going for the Blade, the Bloodthirster, excuse me. But it is a still a fairly strong item on Graves.
Probably the most interesting thing about that is that it's mostly to kind of combine there with his passive.
Oh, they're going in.
Ghost Zero going in.
Yep, there was the Destiny Gate coming out as well. Captain Korea eating a lot of damage. Honda popping the ulti as well. There is a Demacia coming out, the yell, and Captain Korea will pick up the kill on Ghost Zero and still has double buff out of that one. And Honda getting away from that one, but we do actually have Graves here. He might try to come in right now. Captain Korea's gonna face check. There is the canister as well as the buckshot collateral damage. And look at Grim Samurai right now up top, eating a lot of damage from that Dominus coming out. Drops an Ignite. Might try to turn this fight right now. The Slicing Maelstrom doing so much damage to him as well as his abilities. And is he going to go in with that Lightning Rush as he is chasing him down the pots coming out from Shen? But, oh, actually, Shen turning this one around. Has that shield coming out from the sword, and they're going to back out from that one.
A Hextrigger pop there, very, very key in blocking a lot of that damage to Hirshin. I gotta say, XX Faxon's on some next level. He's just waiting there in the brush. It's like, there's A, no way this is worded. B, he's probably just gonna walk in here, and by the way, I'm a burst AD carry, and exactly that, get him very close to his Blade of the Ruin King.
Oh, look at Honda. They flash in, actually both of them flash in. Grimsarai jukes it away with his own flash, and the Lightning Rush active as well.
That's the stun, too.
Oh, there it is! And a nice slingshot coming out from Ghost Zero will pick up the kill to catch out Grim Samurai. Everybody getting a little bit of assist from that. Oh, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow actually not going to connect with everybody. They ping that one down, let them know that it did just fly by. Ghost Zero might try to steal this one away. He just smites it in front of him. How rude is that one? Ghost Zero going to steal away that red buff from Sicko Scott.
I don't know, it's kind of a rude buff steal right there. Ghost Zero backing away, already has the Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Looking for probably seeing that in the near future for Sicko Scott, but he's just not quite there yet. 0-2 and 6, he's been giving away assists, but Ghost Zero takes a little bit of a different approach. He's picking up the kills.
Yeah, that's really good for him. And unfortunately, no, Ehamda has 5 assists on himself, so not as much gold as he would like from those, as he is sitting at about 4,400 as opposed to the TF with the 6,100. So he's a pretty far behind right now, but it's nothing that can't be caught up to, as he does have 1,500 in his bank that could buy him a pretty nice little item for himself. And yeah, just overall nice lead coming out from Team Summon, but it's nowhere near that much that Aware Gaming can oh, I'm just stuttering all over my words today, excuse me.
Yeah, Aware Gaming, I mean, they're behind, but they can come back from that. They're down a turret, and really turrets at this point are what matters, as well as positioning. Red buff is going to be contested here. Sicko Scott walking in. Keep in mind, he's not as strong as Ghost Zero is right now. So that is a matchup that Aware Gaming can definitely win. Getting buckshot there. XX Faxon picks it up. Yep,
and Eham actually is poking away right now, but just couldn't get anybody dead, unfortunately. Does end up doing a lot of harassment, forcing them back. They are pinging on Dragon. They have the timer on that one on the side of Team Summon. And now we do have everybody just grouping around towards this Dragon pit right now. There are a lot of wards coming out from the side of Aware Gaming, and they are going to control this pit for themselves, and Sickle Scott trying to be sneaky with Captain Korea right now. That Destiny Gate is up, and the Dragon did just spawn, so now we have Team Summon controlling the timer on that one, but there is everybody from Aware Gaming and Team Summon there, so we could see a full 5v5 fight right now. Zero might try to get the slingshot of the wall. There's a lot of poke coming around. Oh, the cloud of damage coming out. Not going to be able to get that one, but Sickle Scott will smite that one away, while Zero is eating a lot of damage. Does force that passive. Sickle Scott is ignited, going to try to run away from that one. Shen eating a lot of damage in that as well. Shen will pick up the kill on Sickle Scott. Captain Greek being poked fairly low, as well as Grim Samurai, but Grim Samurai will pick up the kill onto Ghost Zero. Obituous is eating a lot of damage. The Lancer coming out. Captain Greek going to get that gold card, but Kennen falling as well to XX Faxon for, it looks like a 2-for-2 exchange, excuse me, evenly, with the Dragon going to Sickle Scott on the side of Team Summon, so they're pretty happy with that one.
Alright, so if you look at the gold count, that was an overall win for Team Summon. They got the Dragon Gold, they got the experience from that, and they are also going to get a free trip back to base to pick up some items and go back out onto the Rift. The only problem is XX Faxon is going some man mode. This guy is next level, picking up that Blade of the Ruined King now completed. I mean, I wasn't necessarily a believer either, but he's definitely getting the job done. So I gotta say, turning things around there, picking up those kills in the team fight, as well as some nice set of buffs for himself. I mean, he's definitely doing work. And as far as, people who are being successful for Aware Gaming, top lane 2-1 and 2 Renekton, Shen bringing things out that way. The only problems are that mid lane having a little bit of a rough time, and then the jungle 3-3 and 3. I mean, I guess it's kind of lucky if you want to do some multiplication and get that to 7s, but it's working out well enough.
Yeah, and it looks like everybody just going,
And the mid lane, Captain Korea getting bursted down. Honda not able to pick up the kill, but the burst damage is enough to send TF back to base.
Actually, no, he's fine with farming with wildcards right now, as we do have Sickle Scott actually going to run into Honda. Honda's actually going to turn on that one. His blue buff did just die out, unfortunately, so he's going to just go back to lane and sit back there, happy with poking. Oh, well, Shen and Grim Samurai just trading up top, excuse me.
Alright, when you look at what we're going to see the next amount of action, bottom lane, word battle being won by Witch Awareness and Wiz Fusion, I gotta say it's going to be based on that Twisted Fate. Captain Korea has been having a huge effect over the course of this game. He's logging a gold card. Are we going to see the Destiny onto this mid lane?
We could potentially see it as it's just Grim Samurai actually might get a gank from Sickle Scott up here, and we're going to see him walk into that bush, be fairly sneaky. Grim Samurai actually popping that lightning rush. Shen's gonna go with the slicing dice. He does have the dice up. He can try to dash away from this one. There's a slicing dice. He gets stunned as well. Gonna pop that dominance. There is the cataclysm coming out as well. They're gonna try to pick up this kill. He is maybe not long for this role. He's really tanky right now. He's eating so much of that damage. There's a slicing dice coming out. Ooh, he diced away. There's a knockup and the last auto attack from Sickle Scott. Unfortunately, Ghost Zero was not there to help support his teammate with that death.
I was going to say, Sickle Scott taking a little bit of a page away from Ghost Zero and picking up the kill for himself instead of feeding it away to the lanes. As is, we've seen a very, very aggressive play for Ghost Zero. The only problem is at mid lane having a few issues. Instead of actually going for some global gank pressure, Captain Korea is just pushing up that mid, and that forces the pressure. XX Faxon and Honda both in that lane were dropped as well. So very, very aware against Aware Gaming. They actually need to work on their ward coverage a little bit. They got some top lane that pink ward around their wraiths, but I gotta say, we're looking at the CS, we're looking at the gold and the kills, the positioning, everything going the way of Team Summon.
Yeah, they're just controlling everything beautifully. They have the timer on the dragon, they have both dragons in their possession. Captain Korea gonna get blue right now, so he's really happy. And he has a death cap. He didn't even rush for Lichbane, he just went straight for that Sheen, so his card pulls are gonna be doing so much extra damage with that finish when he does pick up the Lichbane. And he's gonna have so much poke potential with that death cap and the wild cards coming out. So we'll see how much Ihamna can do to counteract that one, as he has a death cap for himself, so he'll be doing quite a bit of poke to that backline if he can. But unfortunately, he has no kills. He's 0, 2, and 7, so looking like a support Xerath right now.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing to watch out for right now. XX Faxon, we were talking about him being a significant factor, but really, unless there's another team fight coming to him, he's not really going to be leaving that bottom lane. He's just saying, hey, I can get the job done if I get the farm that I need. That was the push strategy here, Shen, though. Dashing away from Captain Korea. I got a little bit excited about that, but you know, Captain Korea's been making some plays. Yeah. And I was a little bit worried there, but you know, crisis averted.
That'd been really unfortunate because TF not faring too well in a 1v1 versus Renekton, and you can hear all those pings going off. Everybody pinging that they're going to sit right there, and it looks like the slingshot actually is going to get charged up by Ghost Zero. Not going to go in with that one, unfortunately. So they're not going to lose the engage on this one. Well, we do have a Grim Samurai up top right now. No, I thought he was going to get help from Sickle Scott, unfortunately. But they do choose to back out of that one. Sickle Scott got to roam to the mid, and everything, a little bit of lull in the action right now.
Yeah, Wizfujin just shoving down the wave bottom. He's going to regroup with the rest of his team. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is available. Honda waiting over the Xerath wall. He's going to go for a little bit of aggression. Misses the Q though, so won't be getting the damage done quite yet.
Yep, and there is the laner coming up. We're going to try to pull Psycho Scott back as they do. See, goes Zero right there. He's going to get a little bit of damage coming out from Captain Korea. And now everybody is grouping up from the side of Team Summon, so they might look to pick a play onto this mid-tier 2 turret, or possibly go for the dragon, because it could be up relatively soon.
Item thresholds are just almost there for Aware Gaming, almost at the Sunfire Cape. You can also see the makings of that Aegis coming out from Zatko in the jungle, as well as looking for, a BF sword. I was actually going to see if we were going straight for the Last Whisper, but instead, a BF sword picked up there by Graves. Coming in for this dragon fight, like you mentioned, that's going to be a pretty huge buy, especially when you consider Ashe just went straight for that Infinity Edge.
Yeah, and I was surprised that he didn't go for the bluish kind of Ashe with that tier into Miramana and then Bloodthirster, but going fairly standard. He's really strong right now, 2-0, as we actually have Grim Samurai going up to Hiroshin. Sicko Scott coming out from behind. There's the gate as well. They're going to try to pick up the kill in Hiroshin, and who is going to pick it up? Looks like they're going to give it to Sicko Scott and get the turret for themselves.
That was a turret and a kill. Great play there by Captain Korea. It wasn't enough just to pick up kills from roaming around. He got the turret as well. But, we talked about the Sunfire Cape. It's now completed, so Renekton, he's not too behind on his item build. We're starting to get into the later phases of the game. It's 22 minutes in, and Team Summon are making plays. They'll be pushing down this top lane, but, Aware Gaming, they are aware of that and are going to send Ghost Zero to deal with it for now.
Yep, and now that dragon is up, so we will see the makings of a play towards that one for the side of Team Summon. As they are clearing everything out, they have those 2 pink wards right there, the entrance to the dragon and the entrance towards the lane, the river, excuse me, and a ward in the race as well, so keeping everything fairly safe right now, as we do have a lot of action going on up top, as they do take out that turret. They see Ihamda right now. He is going to go into that artillery stance, going to poke away just a little bit, going to chase down 3v1. He does have Zac behind him. They could try to turn this one around, Team Summon, but they aren't aware of the situation, so they just choose to back up.
I
don't know. I had to fit that in somewhere.
It's not happening. I appreciate Freaky to be proud, but looking to take this dragon away. You can see Wizfujin and Obituaries have been around that area for a while, just haven't quite been able to take it out. So, when you look at the way things are going, it might actually turn things around and go over to Aware Gaming. They have the damage, but do they have the pressure? And the answer is yes, taking it away.
Yep, and their first dragon of the game in Aware is going to be happy with that one. And they do force Team Summon to go back, as there were 3 tops, so a really smart call from the side of Aware Gaming to go take that dragon away from them.
Yeah, that's going to go their way. And keep in mind, it's great that they picked up that global gold. It's pretty cool. 31, almost 32,000 gold for the team. The only problem is they're going up against a team that has 6,000 gold advantage here at the 23-minute mark. So everybody's sitting pretty on some pretty stacked items. Runic Bulwark and Spirit of the Ancient Golem there for Sicko Scott. If you're looking at Twisted Fate, Death Cap Lichbane now completed. That is going to be way too much damage to handle. Yeah,
that's going to be so huge. His gold cards, as well as any other cards that he chooses to throw, are going to be dishing out a ton of damage right now. He's got plus 120 as well as 96 flat, so it's going to be dishing out an extra 216 damage with those cards, not to mention the Lichbane proc on top of that. So much damage coming out from him. And on the other side, Ihamda, he's just got his death cap. He hasn't gone back to buy yet. He's got 1900 gold in his bank saved up. Gonna maybe pick up some penetration with that, or just flat up AP. We'll see what he does with it, as he just picked up another Native Large Rod.
X sounds like Z, so he's going to go for Zhonya's again. Jetfire Grasp is not the call there, so interesting to see that he's just going for more damage instead of hitting some extra penetration out there. Kind of interesting when you think about the different ways there are to play Xerath. When you think about the different ways to play Graves, we were talking about the interesting choice of going for that Blade of the Ruined King first. He's completed that Infinity Edge, so no Bloodthirster inside, just going straight damage. You can definitely see that coming up imminent from Ashe. It's just going for a Last Whisper.
Yep, and she's going to be dishing out so much damage when she finishes that Last Whisper, as there is not relatively too much armor on the main people that need to be protected, as Ihamda does not have armor, Graves doesn't have too much armor, Janna has nothing at all besides that Ruby Sightstone, so going to be dishing out so much damage when that does finish off, but Ghost Zero actually going to get that blue buff stolen away from him, as there is the gate coming in. They might try to fight this fight. Doesn't look like he's going to TP in with that one, just going to reveal everybody on the map. So good blue buff steal for the side of Team Summon.
As is, Captain Korea just going to go for the split push, taking out that bottom lane, leaving the rest of his team to off this push from Aware Gaming. You have that blue buff onto Ghost Zero, or not blue buff, that's the Aegis marker. Kind of saw that out of the corner of my eye. Looking for an engage. It's 5v4 here with a Xerath, the poke. You see Twisted Fate going back for now because he's going to have to get back in the action.
Yeah, and it looks like the team of Aware Gaming are going to try to pressure down this mid lane, as they did see that Twisted Fate was body, was split pushing, and it's a good idea to make them force the 5v5. They feel like they are in a good spot to turn this one around, as they are still behind in gold by just a little bit, but Ghost Zero and Hero Shen are in the back. There is a stun mark being put on Sicko Scott. Is he going to stun? No, unfortunately he does miss that Q. So they might try to turn this one around on the side of Team Summit, as they do have a lot of good cast potential. Poke coming out from E-Honda. Arbitrous is leading that charge. Not afraid of anything right now. E-Honda is popping that artillery as well as just poking away with the Q.
But this is where the team composition starts to come into effect for Aware Gaming. In case you haven't noticed, though, we have Xerath able to clear, minion waves in a single bound.
Ooh, they're going in! Captain Korea gets completely bursted down. There is the Slicing Maelstrom as well. There is Samurai popping that Zonia's Hourglass. He's going to be able to survive through that one. Sicko Scott getting taken down quite low. Helma's going to be able to snipe away Grim Samurai, while Arbitrous is chasing out XX Faxon. Sicko Scott's going to pick up the kill on the Zac, as E-Honda is going to try to turn this one around, but Ashe has a double kill on her. Does end up falling down to Hero Shen, but Captain Korea, Sicko Scott, and Arbitrous are going to try to chase this one down. E-Honda out of mana, unfortunately, but there is Captain Korea falling to Hero Shen, as they're going to try to turn this one around from the side of Aware Gaming. They're chasing down Sicko Scott right now. Hero Shen is going to try to keep chasing this one, as he does have the double buff. He's got the blue buff cooldown reduction, and there is a EQ combo coming out. Is we're going to keep him alive. Arbitrous is eating a lot of poke.
Auto-attacking him to death as an AP carry. Kind of wishes he had some extra mana, but doesn't quite have what it takes. Not able to pick up the kill with the auto-attacks, and here Shen having to back off from Sicko Scott. So overall, a nice turnaround there for Aware Gaming. Just able to get right in on top of WizFujin, who found himself in the middle of the enemy team, so probably going to want to avoid that coming up here in the next fight. But overall, a much more even situation than we saw in the opening phases of the game. And even though you do see a pretty strong goal discrepancy between these teams, that fight did not look uneven.
No, it actually didn't really look uneven at all, and that's surprising, really, because the lead is still 7.1k gold in favor of Team Summon right now, and after that fight, I'm convinced that there's no gold differential at all, seeing as how they just played that one so phenomenally and just came out even, nonetheless. So we'll see if they can turn that one around, as WizFujin is bot laner now, farming it up as he should be, but Baron is still an objective that can be contested right now if the side of Aware Gaming did want to try.
All right, well, Aware Gaming, we've talked about their kind of strategies, the way they approach the game, and especially with their push composition, they're actually playing that incredibly good. The only problem is they're going up against a Jarvan, against a Thresh, against a Twisted Fate who's going to be looking for a Zhonya's Hourglass. I can't imagine anything else other than maybe a Void Stat for extra damage. Coming up next, and all three of those champions are great at engage. You're looking for a more engaged from your AD carry, it doesn't get better than Ashe.
Yeah, and with that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, she's going to have the Volley Kite as well as the Frost Arrows to kite away with that one. But if she can't get towards E-Honda, it's going to be pretty unfortunate. Oh, there's the Crystal Arrow coming down. There's the Cleanse as well. Destiny Gate coming down. Cataclysm forcing the flash. Captain Korea stuck in that one, unfortunately, as they do poke back E-Honda. Grim's Arrow coming in, flashing on top of E-Honda. Drops that Ignite, gonna pick up the kill. Shield not enough from Janna, as they will turn it around, pick up the Zac kill as well. Hiroshin gonna get kited now. There's the volley. There's the Frost Arrows coming out. And, oh, actually, there's a collateral damage, and Buckshot gonna pick up the kill on the Sicko Scott. Force the flash, gets the Janna shield. Hiroshin gonna go in. Grim Samurai popping that Zhonya's Hourglass. There's a Destinance bringing Hiroshin into everybody. X-Faxon getting the double kill. He flashes in, gets the triple, but WizFujin is gonna try to turn that one around. There's the Monsoon from Arc Slash. Gonna turn that one around. Again, Captain Korea, WizFujin, only one surviving that one, making it another 3 for 3 despite the gold discrepancy. Actually, X-Faxon gets the Janna shield, has red buff, gonna try to hold this one off. Captain Korea might try to go in with this one. Nope. Gold card is gonna be popped on the turret with that Lich Bane, and they'll take a turret for the side of Team Summon.
XX-Faxon is a man. It doesn't get any manlier than that. You just run it into the enemy team, pick up a kill by blowing away the Kennen, and turn things around into a 3 for 3. I gotta say, these team fights are so entertaining to watch because it just, you have the two like anti-team comps. Basically, you have a push comp. It's all about clearing out the minions, disengaging a lot of poke, and a ton of wave clear. Then you have, to counter that out, the incredible engage from Sicko Scott, Grim Samurai. It's like every single champion on that team has a way to engage. And Captain Korea did not die from this blue buff. Is he actually gonna? I don't think he can do that. Yeah, no. He's gonna have to go back and save that one for later. But it's almost like you see them dive a little bit too hard. Kennen tanked up that turret a little bit too long, and then XX-Faxon was able to take him out off the back of that. Word's going down there around Baron. Actually, Aware Gaming have the Baron control.
They just caught out Grim Samurai right now. There's all the ultis coming down. There's a Tailwind as well from Janna. Gonna slow him just a little bit. Abiturious is gonna catch out Archslash. There's the collateral damage from X-Faxon. They will pick up the kill on the Grim Samurai. He is not gonna be able to join the fight, and this could spell Baron potential for the side of Aware Gaming.
RXZ Slash with the Oracle.
Oh, they're baiting it. Uh-oh.
No. Bush of Death. There's no ward coverage in there. The only problem is there was a pink ward there that might have scouted them out, and the pink's going down there. They reveal that, hey, there probably is a ward there. It actually does get taken out or it dies. But this is a free Baron.
Uh-oh. They're going for it. Okay, they're going for it. They're not scared right now. Captain Korea doing the smart thing actually is going to go... Oh, never mind. He's going to go back. I thought he was going to push bot lane and go for an inhibitor. And now we have Baron going to fall down for the side of Aware Gaming unless it is stopped. They don't have any vision. There's the Destiny Gate, though. They might...
Team Summon just, like, walked away from the Baron. I'm slightly confused about this, Dan. Maybe you can, like, clear something up. Usually, I mean, Baron buff's a pretty good thing to have, right?
Yeah, I heard it gives a lot of damage. It gives some AP as well as health regeneration. I don't know why you wouldn't want such a thing.
Well, just like that, we saw an 8,000 gold lead distance itself. Now only up 7,000 gold, so it's still pretty significant. But I guess maybe, better safe than sorry. Some people have called Baron the noob trap, and Team Summon, they're definitely not in that category. So they're just going to back off. And just like that, it seems like the game is completely even though there is that huge gold differential.
Yeah. I'm really surprised by how this gold differential hasn't made a difference at all in these team fights. Like, Aware Gaming is going in strong. They know they have the poke from that Xerath. He's just going to be able to blow up that backline, blow up Captain Korea, who does not have a Zhonya's Hourglass, unfortunately, so he is susceptible to a lot of that damage. You see Ihamda right now getting spotted out by that Hawk shot from Wisfujin, so he's not going to try to make any sneaky little plays to one-shot him. But yeah, now that Baron's in the favor of Aware Gaming, I'm really surprised. Like, this is just crazy.
Going in for this, I gotta say, I was looking for some pretty decent plays from Team Summon, and they did not disappoint. Just a testament to their early game pushing power, their ability to snowball their leads. The only problem is, I feel like they're feeling their lead a little bit too much, and the pushing the wave clear is pretty darn strong here from Aware Gaming. Going into this, they're sieging up this middle turret. They have the poke they need, they have the power, the Baron buff to boot, and this is just looking extremely, extremely good.
We could see a dive right now. There's the ulti coming out as well from Xerath, hitting everybody right now. They're chunked to about 1/3 of their HP, most of them, and now we're going to see the poke come out. It looks like the slingshot is going to be charged by Ghostir on the side. He did get spotted up by a ward, but they have an Oracles to clear that one away, and now we have the poke coming out from Ihamda on the Xerath, and we're seeing how strong it is. This this mid stage is kind of way into the game. At 33 minutes, he's doing so much damage to the backline, especially with that Baron and the blue buff.
Yeah, the blue buff just giving him the cooldowns and the mana that he needs. He's poking things out. You can't stay at the turret when there's a Xerath poking you out. And just like that, secondary middle turret does fall. Third turret for Aware Gaming.
Yeah, and now we have the inhibitor being pressured right now. This is going to be so huge if Aware Gaming can take down this turret. They will have an immense amount of pressure on this inhibitor. And look at the poke going down. Wisfujin eating about 200-ish damage from that Q. And he's just sieging up repeatedly. He's got his ultimate up once again, so he can throw that into the backline to scare them away and force them back from the turret.
This is getting a little bit crazy. I mean, I love watching this sort of like tension because you know it's going to explode. Great engagement.
Oh, look at there it is!
Team Summon.
Look at Captain Korea just getting taken down to about 300 HP, forced to go back and heal. And Ihamda just poking and prodding away, leading his team in. Abiturious actually does land, and then Death Side is an Arc Slash. There he goes, dying with that Slicing Maelstrom. There's Ghostir getting popped for that passive. Captain Korea coming in from the back. They're going to finish off Ghostir. Wisfujin's going to pick up that kill. And just like that, that fight was turned completely around as Captain Korea getting that home guard coming in. There's a stun coming down. There's another stun on top of it from Hiroshin, but the Zhonya's Hourglass. Captain Korea is most likely going to fall to XX-Faxon while everybody is getting poked. It looks like the crit will take down Hiroshin. XX-Faxon going to most likely take down Grim Samurai. No, Zhonya's coming out. There's a flash EQ combo coming out from Sicko Scott on that Jarvan, and he's going to chase down onto Ihamda. There is a nice Q coming out. Cannot pick him up, unfortunately. Wisfujin going to trade 1-for-1, but picks up a dub kill as well as Grace picking up the kill onto Wisfujin as well. And 3-for-5. That fight couldn't have gone any better for Team Summon with a Baron up Aware Gaming.
Wow, Grim Samurai got out with like 2 HP. That was a little bit rough to deal with. The Zanya's hourglasses are strong, mighty, and successful. Not quite so much for Captain Korea, but he's definitely made his presence known. 5, 4, and 10. It's pretty good. His job was to get the team to where they need to be. When you're looking at Ashe, that's a pretty darn full build. Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Banshee's Veil. Gotta have the Banshee's Veil on Ashe. That's like literally the first champion I played, the first item I bought, rushed it every game. Lost a lot, and then you learn. But the Static Shiv could be replaced by a Phantom Dancer eventually, but other than that, everything but fervor upgrade there for the boosts. And I gotta say, the AD carry Wiz Fujin from the old Team Summon, bringing the strength to the new Team Summon, and doing a really good job here, 10, 2, and 5.
Yeah, really strong right now, and Wiz Fujin, he went for a Bloodthirster as well. He's got that Banshee, as you just said, is so strong against the Xerath combination. Cannot get that extra little bit of poke damage, as well as could deny his stun from that one. But on the side of XX Faxon, he's got that Blade of the Rune King, an Infinity's Edge, a Bloodthirster, and a Last Whisper. So he's dishing a fair amount of damage out himself with that. And also, you can't forget about this Renekton being Hirishin. He's got Sunfire Cape, he's got Randuin's Omen, he's got that Mercury Trench, as well as some magic resist coming out from the sword. And now we're going to see Dragonfall most likely in favor of Team Summon. No one's going to contest this one. And this next fight could be at the Baron Pit and could potentially be the game.
Alright, well, we're starting to get to that level. It's 36 minutes into the game, and if you have an ace for one team, they are going to lose so much for that. I don't think that an ace will result in the end of the game unless it's like in the other team's base, but we're going to see a return to exactly what we've been seeing for the last, like, 10, 15 minutes. It's just all pushing all the time. Gonna get another blue buff. And I'm like, well, how can you push without blue buff? Well, you can't. So basically, Aware Gaming spend so much time pushing that when they get ace, when they come back to it, there's another blue buff respawned. That's what's gonna go right over to Xerath. Ihamna, man, his burst is starting to get a little bit unchallengeable. Still doesn't have a Void Staff though, so you could definitely look for that blue card locked on Captain Korea. So he's just gonna wait down there in the bottom lane. Has Destiny is gonna be pulling a little bit of a split push here. Is this what Team Summon needs?
I feel like he just wants to push the wave in a favorable spot for them, as he did just end up leading that lane. So it's going to push down to the bot lane, pressure that tier 2 turret when the wave does end up building up. And now we have everybody from the side of Team Summon just going to pressure down this mid. Baron is going to be up relatively soon, as we do have everybody from the side of Aware Gaming just backing off right now. They know that Captain Korea back. They don't want that Destiny Gate initiation. Hawkshot coming out as well, going to reveal that side of their own blue buff. And we do have Ihamna just being very patient. Everybody from the side of Aware Gaming is really patient about that side. Apparently they've grouped up there at least 4 times right now that I've seen, and just want to pick the fight in their own on their own terms. As oh man, everybody's pushing it from Team 7. This could be bad. No, okay, never mind. They're gonna back out.
Yeah, the Banshee's Veil for Ashe is absolutely huge. That's really going to deny Xerath the opportunity to just burst him down immediately. I mean, he could also go for something along the lines of maybe a Mercurial Scimitar, and actually may see some items being sold and, restructured there. Mostly the Static Shiv into a Phantom Dancer a little bit later on. I gotta say, this is so like balanced on a knife's edge. You still need some Void Staves to come out, but other than that, the items are pretty set right now. First going down over the wall.
There is a nice Crystal Hour coming out, hitting Ihamna right there, but he pops the Zodiacs in response. Sickle Scott getting blown out. A beautiful Monsoon gonna stop Grim Samurai from ulting everybody up. Go Zero is gonna get healed by that heal from Arc Slash. They get a double kill for XX Faxon out of that one. Unfortunately, Captain Korea and Sickle Scott falling in that trade, and now that could be the middle inhibitor following, as Grim Samurai and Obituous have to go heal.
What is happening? There is literally almost a 10,000 gold difference against Aware Gaming, and they're completely taking this game out. Excellently played. Their team composition is pretty undeniable. I hear Xerath's a pretty good champion, and definitely a hang in the back. Some great peel from Janna.
Yeah, that was a really good defense, almost connecting with XX Faxon. Now they do get that inhibitor turret, and now the inhibitor is exposed, so potentially could be a inhibitor going down at this 40-minute mark, as they are going to try to push this one down. Super Minions will be going down that mid lane if they do take it. XX Faxon and Ihamna not giving up on this one. Destin is not going to connect. Wiz Fujin going to get stunned right now. There's a burst damage coming out. One more auto attack. XX Faxon takes up that kill. Goes Zero going in with that slingshot. XX Faxon getting cleansed and auto attack. Red buff going to be transferred to Grim Samurai as they picked up that kill, but the inhibitor did end up falling, and they might try to pursue this one. Shirelia's, there is the lightning rush coming out as well from Kennen, and now it looks like they're going to try to go in. Destiny Gate is popped. Where is he going to go with this one? It looks like Captain Korea is going to pop it in front of everybody. Gets the stun. Actually, no, he doesn't get it out yet. It doesn't come out. Zonya's going to pop. And he does pick up Honda with that gold card. Hiroshin going to slice and dice his way out of that one. There is the Destiny coming out, connecting with Obituous. They're going to pop the gold card on the Hiroshin as well as take him down. Most likely he pops the Raid of his Omen, trying to survive for as long as possible. Captain Korea going to pick up that one with the Lichbane auto attack, and this could smell like Baron for Team Summon finally.
There was a Texas Rangers pitcher whose last name was Balfour, and I gotta say he threw a lot of really good pitches, and kind of living up to the hype. I gotta say, Aware Gaming, a great push down the mid lane, taking out the inhibitor, but this is just getting a little bit too much to handle. A free Baron right back. It's gonna be a fair trade. We gave you a free Baron, you give us a free Baron, but the kills coming out at the same time, getting off to that 8,000 gold lead and the Baron buff. And if there's one thing that destroys push compositions, it's Barons.
Yeah, and now that they have this, they have that nice spike in damage as well, still having around a 9,000 gold lead. So now Team Summon is in a fairly dominant spot. If they can't take the next team fight, this game is going to go a really long time, possibly to like a 50-ish minute mark. And if Aware Gaming does hold this one off, a really good job by them, and they could pressure down. They do have that mid inhibitor down still. There is going to be that super minion going down every wave, so we'll see what ends up happening with that one. As Xfaxon picking up a Guardian Angel as well, selling that Doran's Blade, going to be able to revive in the next fight. No Guardian Angel picked up for Wisfujin on that Ashe, so we'll see what happens with that one. Still having a Banshee's Veil to deny a little bit of damage coming out from the poke from Honda on that Xerath.
All right, well, we're looking to get things towards the end of the game. It's 40 minutes in, and oh my goodness, across the wall.
Captain Korea does have to flash away. They're knocking him up. There's all the ultimates coming out from Xfaxon as he does get a nice, beautiful Janna Monsoon coming out, knocking everybody from that one. Sicko Scott, a stun from Honda. Zonya's coming out from Grim Samurai. Just chaos everywhere right now. Captain Korea looking to try to get any card that he can. It looks like Team Summon did turn this one around. Xfaxon's GA does get popped. The volley's going to pick up the kill for Wisfujin. Xfaxon's going to respawn into a gold card, but it looks like Wisfujin will pick up that one for the triple kill, and this could be the inhibitor in mid lane for Team Summon. This is what they needed with that Baron buff. They utilized it perfectly, and a little bit of a bad engage from Aware Gaming coming out there as Hamda and Zero are the only people left to defend this base.
My heart. Team Summon, please. They're not going to stop at the inhibitor. They're going all the way. 30 seconds left on Hiroshin. Going to be up to pretty much just Xerath, and goes Xerath to clear things out.
Whoa!
No more minions, but they're so tanky, it doesn't matter.
The Death Sentence going in. There is the play as well, but it gets Zonya, and Zero is in the middle of everybody. There he goes, getting blown up. Honda gets taken down. The crits coming out. The passive from Zach is going to be popped, and they will pick him up and most likely and take this game for themselves. And it's going to be Team Summon taking down Aware Gaming in Week 1, Day 2 of the MCS Mobafire Challenger Series. Whew, what a game.
These games are absolutely mental. Amazing way to start the game, to start the day off with FXO versus Complexity. Aware Gaming versus Team Summon does not disappoint. Crazy plays across the entire game and an incredibly even performance. Ultimately, it will be Team Summon taking things away 30-19, 8-5 in turrets, and a 42-minute game. I am excited, ready to get on to our third game, but we're going to take a little bit of an extended break. So hang tight, maybe go get yourself a drink. So we'll be coming back with Game 3. In case you guys are wondering what the matchup is, we're going to be coming back with Wasabi Gaming versus Team Tower Dive here in the Mobafire Challenger Series. Hashtag MCS, get the tweets out, post on Facebook, get your friends in here, because there are some great League of Legends coming up.